the dark, the Royal Navy blue, and it's got the red stripes on the bottom for the Marines, for example. And then you have some badges here, or some what's it called? Some awards there, and then you have your rank there. That's a regalia, right? That's a military march. That's a military parade. We did a ceremonial walk, okay? A ceremonial walk around there. And, you know, after that, it goes crazy. Everyone starts accusing us of being a terrorist camp and all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's radicalist, calling it a military training camp and all these things. You know, Tommy Robinson, he shared it, which didn't help the situation. And then everybody goes crazy all over TikTok and Twitter. And then at the end of the day, what happens? We are the ones who have to deal with that mess. We have to sit here justifying ourselves to you when we don't have to, actually, because we're a religion. And it's our belief. We didn't break any laws, because if we did, the police would have been there. And actually, if you really want to know the truth, if the neighbours were sincerely scared, why didn't they call the police? Why was no police called? If you really thought we were a threat, we were training, we're going to come out and start doing all sorts of stuff, why didn't the neighbours call the police on us? You know, you can call up and they will never mention your name. The police would have come there, they would have stormed us, they would have had a look what's going on. Why were no police called in this instance? Do the people ask these questions? No. They just jump to conclusions and follow the narratives that are being spread. It's absolutely wrong. It's atrocious, to be honest with you. Sorry to interrupt. Caitlin, go ahead. Sorry.
It's all right, no problem. Obviously, I've had a few messages after I came off your live for a little bit. So I just wanted to clarify some things, because I don't want to spread any misinformation about anything. So I just wanted to come up and clarify a few things, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
So you do read you obviously have your book.
Yes, The Goal of the Wise.
The Goal of the Wise.
It's an amazing book. I suggest everyone reads it. It's a suggestion. There's no force. You can download it for free from our website. It's an amazing book. It really is. You know, read it as a normal book like you would Harry Potter. You'd really enjoy it. It's a good story.
You do read other religious books, correct? So, like, you've got the Bible, the Quran.
I've got them in front of me. I always have them with me. I've got the Bible. I read the Bible to a person who came in very angry earlier on, and he calmed down after I read the Bible, so it must have had an effect on him. Got the Torah, and we've got other religious books too. We've even got, look, the Indian one, the Bhagavad Gita for Hinduism. You know?
Yeah. So, do you do sort of in like a I don't know how to explain it. So obviously, the main person, does he
So
teach
Abdullah
you?
Hashim.
Yeah. Does he teach you things, for example, like a chapter of the Bible or a chapter of the Quran, and then you obviously go back and do your own research?
I don't know if you're aware, we have a YouTube channel called The Mahdi Has Appeared, and on there are a lot of lectures where he teaches people about different religions. He teaches you the truth of the religions, right? Because we believe that the books have been distorted over time. And so only a person appointed by God is able to extract the truth from the books. Okay, it's not particularly complicated concept to understand. So Abdullah Hashim is teaching us in lectures which are publicly available, okay? And also there are several series on his YouTube page where it talks about certain things like Krishna, for example, how he was actually a prophet and messenger of the one God. Right? He was an avatar, right? And he also talks about Prince Arjuna, and he talks about a bunch of other things, including Buddha and all these other things, right? So he talks about them, and he gives lectures on them. But look, it's not just that. We also have scholars amongst us. So for example, one of the scholars amongst us is called Tiffany. Now, Tiffany also does presentations, and she's been doing presentations in the Hall of Mysteries, you know, where we have all of our lectures in there, right?
Yeah.
So she's been giving, what's it called? She's a scholar, right? And she's the one who's teaching us about Christianity. Like, she's there teaching us about the Bible. She's reading like Genesis. She's going through all of the chapters of the Bible. She's talking about the stories, and she's teaching us what the Christians believe as the Christians believe it. Are you with me now?
Yeah.
So there are people from different faiths here. And like, we have Aaron. Aaron is an ultra-Orthodox Jew. Okay, you know, he wears a suit, he has the hair, he wears the cap, he has the thing around him, right? He wears all the shebang, he's got the full shebang. He's like one of my best friends. I love him to pieces, right? I love him to pieces. One of my best mates, okay? Now, he's teaching us about his scriptures. And he's a Jew. He's teaching us about his scriptures. Do you understand? And this is on video, by the way. You can literally go to our website. You can go to the Mehdi Eza Page YouTube website, or you can go to our YouTube channels, and you can see them educating us about what the Jews believe, what the Christians believe. And we're going through the religions. Do you understand me now?
Yeah.
So we are learning how they believe and what they believe. And then we're looking at it and what's the comparative elements. And we're looking. So Abdullah Hashim is doing the most. But we also have these individuals teaching about what the beliefs of the church are, what the beliefs of the temple are, what the beliefs of the people in the mosques are. You with me now?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is what we do, yeah?
I just didn't want to spread anything that wasn't true.
Was what I said clear?
That's why I've come back up and obviously I'm
good.
asking.
So like what I said, was it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, and does it make sense?
Yeah.
And can you see that we're very diverse? Like the fact that we are learning about what they actually believe, not just saying we believe this and we deny everybody else. Like, do you see that? Yeah. So we are doing something which the other religions aren't doing. Islam isn't doing that. They certainly aren't doing that. You go in there and tell them that I believe that Jesus died on the cross, and I believe Jesus is God, and I believe in the Trinity, and I believe in the crucifixion of Christ. They're going to say, "I'm sorry, you're a disbeliever, and God hates you, and you're going to go to hell."
Yeah.
Right? This is their perspective. They can't accept anything. Instead of understanding and believing and accepting that this is what they believe, that's their perspective. The Christians do the same to the Muslims, right? And the Jews do the same to both, right?
Yeah.
So we are the only people on the face of this planet that are behaving in this way, where we are actually learning the way that they believe. We are tolerant people of other people's beliefs.
Yeah.
We are the most diverse nation on the earth. The people in our belief, we are a nation. We are a nation of the children of God. That's who we are.
Yeah, okay. And as I believe, in the Goal of the Wise, at the bottom of every page, there is, for example...
Not every page, but the majority of the pages, yeah.
It has for example, it has like Matthew
References.
2, 1.
References.
Yeah.
Matthew 2, verses 1 to 15, for example.
Yeah.
So what about it?
I'm just clarifying that it does have, obviously, them...
Yeah, so look, there are quotes from all the scriptures. There are quotes from canon and non-canon. Canon means like, this is canon, right? The Quran, this is canon for Islam. The Bible, this is canon for the Christians. And obviously the Torah is canon for Jews, right? So that's canon, what's mainstream and widely available and widely accepted. Then we have non-canon, things like the Apocrypha of John, or the Book of Enoch, or the Ethiopian Bible. These are non-canon, right? Things that are not widely accepted, but they are still proof, they are still scripture, and they have as much evidence, if not more evidence, that they are genuine and legitimate than the actual books that you are classifying as canon. So these books that you have here are actually what we would classify as standardized. So the Quran is standardized. Did you know that the Quran that we have today is not actually the complete Quran that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad? And according to the evidence in both Sunni and Shia, these two main branches of Islam, according to both of them in their evidences, the Quran is incomplete. When we tell them, we are, in our religion, we're saying, hang on, you guys have missed something here, right? In your evidences, it says that never say we have all of it. Rather say we only have what we can remember of it. And then there are other evidences which say, I used to recite a verse, a chapter that was this long, but I can only remember this much of it. And that chapter isn't actually in the book, which means it's missing chapters. So when we say this to them, they then refer to the book and say, well, the book says it's complete. So and so I'm like, okay, well, if you want to ignore the evidence, that's your choice. I'm going to move on to the next caller now. Right? So they willfully, even though we provide evidence, they actually choose to deny it. Now, do you know what's the fascinating about this book? Should I tell you? Because in here are the evidences about the corruption of the scriptures, including the Quran. We have a chapter specifically dedicated to proving it. Everything in here has proof. And so this is what we're trying to tell to the people. We're not trying to say to them, you have to believe what we're saying. We're saying to you, look, this isn't a book like this, or like this, or like this, or even like this, okay? This is a book in which contains the proofs of God. It's a book which contains the true story of God. Hence the reason why we call it His story, right? So this is a book in which we have provided the evidence. You can see the rationale. You can see the logic. And religion was for people who use intellect, people who contemplate, people who like to think about things and who can rationalize with the information, right? So this, if you read it like a normal book, it's an epic story. It really is. But we have sections in here which talk about karma, reincarnation. We also talk about transfiguration of the soul, transmigration of the soul. Talks about Jesus Christ and his crucifixion. It talks about the resurrection. We also talk about every covenant: the covenant of Adam, the covenant of Noah, the covenant of Abraham, the covenant of Moses, the covenant of Jesus, and the covenant of Muhammad. And we also talk about the new covenant, which is what we believe in. We are the new covenant. We have one. We have a man who has a covenant between him and God. So we have a new covenant, which means that the ones before are broken. Okay? So this is what, like, we're saying. We love this book. We want people to read it to understand who we are. And the thing is when you read it, you may not choose to accept it, and that's absolutely fine. But at least then you can see what our beliefs are and why we are receiving all the hate that we're receiving. You'll see it. It's in here. It's quite quick to see that when you read on a couple of pages in, you're like, oh, I can see why the Muslims would now target them and say that they're an enemy. Oh, I can see why the Christians would agree with them, but actually I can see that maybe some Christians would actually believe this, and I can see that some Christians would choose not to believe this. Like, you can actually start to get a picture of what we're going through.
Yeah.
Just by reading the book. Because actually, this book is around the world, globally, it's a controversial book. Did you know that Malaysia, the country of Malaysia, have made several fatwas? This is like a religious ruling, okay? They've made several religious rulings about us. And one of them was that this book is actually banned in their country. Did you know that? It's illegal for you now. It's in their law. It's illegal for you to have a copy of this book in a physical form or a digital form. Did you know that? It's illegal. Do you know why they said the reasons was? They said, we are banning this book because it contains too much truth. That's their reason. That's their reason. So they intentionally don't want their people to see a book that they have classified as being truthful. Can you imagine?
No, I can't, to be honest.
But it's out there. You can see what they've said. They are the ones who said it from their own mouths.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm just trying to grab the information that I don't have already because I don't want to spread misinformation or anything like that.
What do you do for a living, by the way, Caitlin?
I'm a chef, so...
Oh, nice. What sort of cuisine?
Mainly like breakfast food and
okay, cool,
stuff like that. But do any of you like have jobs outside of the religion, or is it just like...
I'll talk generally. There are people who have businesses. There are people who do have normal, regular jobs. And I think that's answered your question.
Yeah, it has. So, do you have a job personally, like?
I don't want I don't want to talk about myself personally because now I'm a face of the religion. People are seeing me and coming to me and talking to me and asking me questions. I don't particularly want to talk on whether I have a job or I don't have a job. I think it's not appropriate. I also think that I am a person who is going to be targeted because of what I'm saying online, and I don't really care.
Of course,
but you can understand there's a lot of threats out there against me, right? And I also have a family that I have to think about. I have a big family, and I'm thinking about all of the people here. So I don't want to put myself or any of my family members in danger, if you know what I mean.
No, of course. Like, I completely understand and respect that.
Sure.
But another question I do have is that obviously I've heard from other people that do represent the religion and the group.
Did they come on TikTok showing their faces like I am?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay,
I don't believe anyone that doesn't.
Okay, fine. And was it from like the official channel?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay, and okay, cool. Carry
on. So obviously I've heard, I just want you to correct me if I am wrong, but I am aware that obviously some people do go to public school. They're not all homeschooled. Like, people send their kids to public school that are still within the religion.
Okay, so look, let me break something down for you. This is the headquarters of the religion, the Ahmadi religion of peace and light in Web House.
Yeah.
Okay. there are, as everyone knows, there are people who reside here, okay? But there are also people who reside in the greater area of Crewe and Manchester and Scotland and Durham and Norwich and London and all over the country, right? And most of the people who, if they have children, are sending their kids to public school.
Yeah.
Some choose to homeschool.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, you know, it's not illegal, don't you? So so it's a personal choice. No one is actually obliged to homeschool. No one is obliged to send kids to, you know, public school.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But at the end of the day, people that aren't part of the religion homeschool the kids as well. I don't see why it's so different for you, for example, and your religion.
Exactly.
When we do it as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't be on both sides here.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
But yeah, also, is Webb House itself, like, do any of you have pets or anything, like cats, dogs?
So
Stuff like
yes, like there we have cats. Like there's cats that are around. You see them on the grounds. We had some dogs. Like we have 2 dogs, as you already know. We have a robot dog. That's 3 dogs. So we have 3 dogs. We have we do have some animals. We have like lizards as well. Like, you know, like what they call like what's it called? Like it looks like a dragon sort of thing. Like one of those lizard things. So like the kids have the best experience with animals and things. Yeah. So we have that here. Yeah. We have fish too. We love fish. We're fish lovers. We love fish. We have like an aquarium. It's amazing.
Yeah, I have one myself. I have a fish tank at home, and obviously I love my fish. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come up and obviously clarify certain things because I don't want to spread any misinformation about obviously the group itself or anything like that. So I just wanted to come up and clarify.
Appreciate you.
It's all right. Thank you very much for letting me up.
You're welcome. Have a lovely day.
And you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, there's such a big list here, man. I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to go through. Zoe. Sorry. Gone. Guys, I'm really sorry if you've been waiting a while. I'm just going through, okay? Okay. She's gone. Crikey. Nope. Okay, next.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Not bad, thank you. Is it Vicky, is it?
Yeah,
Hi, how you doing?
not too bad. I don't usually do something like this.
That's okay. So, like, what brings you up here?
The people who are actually protesting, it is really getting round on my nerves. There's no need to ostracise anybody due to their religion. It's not fair at all. The way how yous have been treated is disgusting. It really is. It was like setting fire what was the need? What they got to achieve? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing from it. And for other people as well to go on about your property, yeah, would you, if it was them, would they open up their home to complete strangers where you've got your kids there? I certainly wouldn't do it. So why should you have to do it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. And I think any normal person who's got kids as well wouldn't do it. Because you don't know who they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that like it's come to this, because it didn't have to come to this. You know, we understand that people have the right to protest as long as they're doing it within the rules of protest. You know, they're breaking the laws of the land,
Yeah.
and then they're saying they want us that. Why? So you can break more laws of the land? Like,
I just don't get. I really, I don't get it. It's like I've never heard of yous until what's gone on. You
Yeah.
see, and the police. I think the police have got a big part in it, because if they didn't put it all over social media and just did it behind closed doors, then it won't be as big as what it is.
yeah. So look, the police have a job to do, and we understand that. Yes, they probably could have approached the situation in a more civil matter, in a civil way. But look, what's done is done. We can't change it now, can we? The only thing we can do is try to
No, but what are
rationalise and
people
reason with
getting
the
out
cops.
of what they're doing? What they achieving? Screaming abuse, damaging property, and then I even seen it the other day where you couldn't even get your own car in. Now, what happens if there was young children in there?
Yeah, I said this
They
too. You know.
would
I was
have
in that
been
car. Do you know I was in that car?
petrified.
Vic, do you know I was in that car?
Well,
You know what's
I
really
do
funny?
because-
They were shouting, get them out, get them out. Yet in
Yeah.
that car was 4 British citizens. Get them out to where?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not being funny, right? But what does it matter if it's British citizens, Ukrainians, whatever? What does that matter? What happens if there was kids in that car?
Yeah, I was saying the
Those
same
kids would have been traumatized,
thing.
and
true.
that's not fair. No kid should have to do that.
Yeah. Vic, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Well, look,
No.
I'm really pleased that you came up here and you said your piece. If you have anything else to say, you can.
Yeah. No, it's just more, it's more the days go on, more I'm getting really pissed off, because it's not fair on the way how people are treating news, right? Okay, the leader, that's down to them. That's their problem, right? It's
Yeah.
not yours. It's not your little community. It's got nothing to do with you. So why the hell are they coming, damaging, and being the way how they're being?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not nice, and I
Yeah.
don't condone any of it whatsoever. Not a thing.
I know what you're saying. You know, the only thing we can do, to be honest with Vicky, is that we have to wait for the police to finish their investigation so we can move on, you know?
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you coming up here and saying your piece. It means a lot to us, and we really appreciate you supporting us in terms of like what's going on. Like God bless you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you have a lovely day.
Just don't tar it. Like, I know people with the same brush, but not all of us are idiots like the rest.
Yeah, like we don't actually judge anyone, even the people
Yeah.
out there. We don't judge them. So
No.
you know, so like I understand, and I really appreciate your comments. It really means a lot to us. I don't think you'll ever realise just how much that means to us that
Yeah.
we have your support. So thank you very much, Vicky, for coming.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you drop me?
Yes, I can. No problem.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Such a lovely lady. Good afternoon, Welsh lad. Are you there? Okay, maybe not. People are saying he's only taking up women. I am taking up men too, but they're not answering.
I've been
And
sat in the chat for ages. How can you only be bringing up women?
yeah, there's
in the top corner.
actually, do you know what? There's very few men actually requesting up, to be honest.
There is one called Mr. Diabetic Man. Might be worth bringing. I feel like he's got a lot to bring, a good conversation to bring. I might be wrong.
Hello, Devon.
You're right.
Not too bad. How's it going with you?
Very good, very good, very good. So, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Are you good with like personal questions, or is it the religion?
No, it's questions about the religion. It's questions about like the religion.
Cool. Could I ask, like, firstly, how old your religion is?
So we believe that this religion is the original religion of God. We believe that
Right.
God only brought different covenants, and the names came with the men that came, right? And then through that line, we got to us. Okay, we believe that we are the successors and the continuation of the Abrahamic religions, and that Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him and his family, actually left a will which exists, and it's been apparent in the same way that Jesus had an apparent will and Muhammad had an apparent will, which is mentioned in the scriptures. And so Muhammad left a will, and Abdullah Hashim is mentioned in that will. So he's a successor today.
I'm seeing 2015 in the chat. Like, in terms of, you know, the
Yeah,
book
so
being-
basically, yeah, so look, Ahmad al-Hassan came in 1999, basically, all right? So it's kind of around that sort of era. And yeah, so we're a new religion in this day and age, for this day and age.
Okay, so this is where I'm getting to where I'm getting to. Do you understand why people are calling it a cult? In your opinion, what's the difference between a cult and a religion?
My opinion doesn't really matter. We have professors of academia, such as Holly Folk, who is a world-renowned scholar of religions, okay, of religions as a topic, okay, and that's her niche. And there are other very world-renowned scholars of academia who study new religious movements, who have classified us as a religion, and they have said we are everything against, we are nothing to do with cults. I understand why the public think that we are a cult, because they have their own definition of what a cult is, but it's not the actual definition of a cult. And when I take my knowledge from people who are experts in those fields, okay, not just any individual who has an opinion. So when we look back at Christianity and Islam and Judaism, they started off as, if you look at the definition that the public have as what a cult is, they started off like that, a charismatic leader who does this and does that. And, you know, it's the same thing. Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, Abraham, they're all charismatic individuals who people started to follow, and they had to obey him and do things and stuff. It's the same thing. They started off. The only difference is between us and them is you're actually seeing a religion that has just basically it's a continuation of those religions that is reformed. It's a revolutionary religion that is now making big progress very fast, and you're missing the part which they have. They have thousands of years on top of it, which is why you don't assume that they're cults. So it's, in essence, every religion starts off as a cult that eventually grows to be big. If you look at the public opinion's definition of what a cult is.
So you kind of admit it, like, by definition at the moment, this is a cult.
No,
And
I didn't admit anything. I said to you, the public opinion, the public's definition of a cult, I was speaking as I made it very clear, the public's definition of a cult, I explained it according to their understanding. Because I used to be on the opposite side saying it's a cult.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I want to get onto that, 'cause I find that interesting as well. But like, I personally, the comparisons with Jesus, for instance, has your Mehdi performed any miracles? I'm not being disrespectful or anything like that.
He has.
I just keep seeing the comparisons.
Look, he has performed miracles, and you can see like the testimonies and stuff on the YouTube channel. Have you even got that far to go onto the YouTube channel?
No, because I prefer to come to
Okay,
the source directly.
no,
I'm
no,
here
no,
to
no,
answer
so look,
questions.
look, mate, look. What religion are you, by the way?
I don't have a religion. I have faith. I believe in one God. I believe that religions are different forms of one message, but I don't believe, respectfully, with some of the things within your book, and I'm willing to have that conversation if you're willing to have that conversation as well.
This is look. This is not a debate. This is not a conversation about whose religion is true and whose religion is not true. I'm here to address the situation that's going on. People have questions about my religion. I'll answer them. We're in a situation right now, and I think that this is probably the wrong time to have this sort of conversation, purely because there are people out there. We put humanity before religion. We've always said this. Right now, you want to have a religious conversation. I want to have a conversation with people who actually live here in this area, who are worried and scared for their lives, or worried and scared for their children. So this is probably not the best time to have this conversation, mate. I can have this conversation with you another time, no problem. I brought you up here because you've been waiting there a while. I understand where you're going with this, but mate, before we
In terms of what they're scared of.
Kevin, 1 second. Before we got put on the map in this phase that we're going through, right? You could have approached us because we talk to people like you on a regular basis. But right now, I want to address the British people and the people who are affected by all this stuff that's going on, including the protesters. Do you live in Crewe? Do you live in Crewe?
I'm British.
Do you
I'm
live
British.
in Crewe?
I do not. I live in the surrounding area.
And are you affected by this situation that's happening in Crewe?
Yeah, I am. Because I feel that you're using...
Are you a protester?
Yeah, I'm protesting
Okay,
now.
now tell me. So now talk to me. Why are you protesting against us?
Because I believe that you're using the racial prejudice of others to hide more sinister things. I believe that when you speak to certain people on this app...
Okay, so hang on a second. Look, I'm going to stop you there. Okay? That's not what this protest is about. This protest is supposed to be about the fact that the people out there think we're a cult, and we've had allegations made against us, which is now typically what they've connected 1, 2 and 2, saying that they think this because of the news and the noise that's going around, which is all false news and fake news, and they're connecting these allegations to it, which is all false and fabricated. So your protest isn't even about what they're talking about. You're talking about something completely different. You have your own protest.
Okay.
So actually, I'd rather give my time to people right now, okay? I'd rather give my time to people who actually have concerns for their well-being. You want to have a religious debate. We can do that another time. But today's not that day, mate. Okay, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. But once this is all done, then you're welcome to come back. But I'd prefer to talk to the people who are actually affected by the situation. Thanks. Bells. Good afternoon, Bells. How's it going?
Oh, hello. You're all right.
I'm not so bad. How are you?
Thank you. I'm all right. Thanks for having me up. So first of all, I heard about your religion from when the police went in.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about you guys beforehand, and obviously I was quite concerned of what was going on, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm just out of breath. I've just been running. My question to you is: you have got around 5 acres of land.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is it that you feel that you have to have all your people within like all these grounds?
That's not the case. All the people who believe in our religion are not on these grounds. There are people everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, this is like a misconception, and there is a little bit of noise out there. You know how it is, right? You sound like a smart woman, right? There's a lot of noise out there. Some of it's true, and most of it's not. And that's one of the things that's not true. All the people who believe in us, they don't all stay here. Not everybody wants to become a minister of the religion. You with me?
Yeah.
So some people believe in our religion and they live over there. It's kind of like the Buddhists, right? If you want to be a Buddhist, you have to go and live with the people, like the monks, for example. So they go there. But not everybody in that part of the world wants to be a Buddhist, but wants to be a monk, right? So they can believe and be away. It's no problem. It's the same sort of thing with us. The same thing with the Hindu Pandits. To be a Hindu Pandit, like a priest, you have to go and you have to train with them and you have to be with them and you study with them, and that same principle. Same with the people who want to become a scholar of Islam or a priest. You have to go like to this special school where you get trained and you learn. Same thing in Christianity. If you want to become a cardinal, you have to to become part of the church. So you go and spend time there and you stay on those premises with them and you learn about everything, and and they have their own communal societies. We're no different to all of that. It's the same thing.
I get that. I just feel that you guys are, now I get it, okay? I've got kids of my own and I will do absolutely anything in the world to protect them, okay? Now, I'm from London, and reading between the lines, I'm sure you can understand what is going on with the kids' situation and stuff like that. So I'm up for all protecting children. I just feel that you are protecting your women and children within these walls, and I get that. Is there an element of truth to that?
Are we not supposed to protect them?
100%. This is what I'm saying. I'm with you on this. I'm with you on this. And
but the thing is, we don't have any control over what they want to do. If they want to go for a walk, they're entitled to. If they want to go
100%.
shopping, and the thing is, they do. You just don't. People don't realize it because they're not watching us 24/7.
Yeah.
Women go out. They go to appointments. They go to the salon. They go shopping. They go to buy gifts, presents, and whatever they want to do. They do.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you is, there an element of truth, right, in this, where you guys you're all living under this one big roof because there's an element of protection to these women and children?
Well, for the start of it, right? We are not all living under one roof. Okay.
But there's 5 acres of land, and there's like...
Yeah, there's 5 acres of land, but there's not 5 acres of building. Come on.
No, I get that, but there's a lot of room.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
look,
totally.
Look, so look, if I told you I'm gonna get some random person who is unbiased, who doesn't believe in our religion,
Yeah.
who is going to research and investigate our religion, and they're gonna come here and live here for 1 month and see what goes on, would you trust them over what I'm saying?
Would I trust them over what you're
Would you
saying?
trust what they're saying, this unbiased person who has nothing to do with our religion? Would you
No.
trust what they're saying over what I'm saying?
No.
But you should, because they're unbiased. They're going to come here, they're going to document everything, and they're going to tell you the truth. Do you get me what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah? That has happened, and it's available for you to watch online. They
I've
tell
been
you about
watching.
everything.
I've been watching a lot of it online, and I'll be honest with you, Naz. I've been watching you for a couple of days, and you've grown on me. Okay, there is you do speak a lot of truth. I must admit, there's a lot of things that you say that I believe in. It's just I just can't get my head around these allegations that have been made against you guys, and it's just.
We're saddened by the allegations, and look, like I have said this, you've been watching me, so you know. I've said we don't want no harm to come to that woman. We think people should leave her alone, let her get on with it, just leave her in peace. And we're saying the police have a job to do. We're not interfering with their investigation. Let them finish their investigation. They're going to conclude what they're going to conclude with, and then we're going to be released and we're going to be free. Because the allegations are unfounded, they're untrue, and we're innocent. And that's the bottom line. Because this is not the first time this has happened to us, and it's probably not the last time. This is something that's been happening wherever we go, and that's the reason why we're so that's the reason why we're so used to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? People can't get the reason why we're so calm and collected. It's because we're used to this behavior now. We've been persecuted in every country. We've had false allegations on a number of occasions, and to a similar sort of thing. And every country we've gone to, their judicial system, their authority system has said, okay, we found no evidence, you're free to go. And we've not been kicked out like people think. We've left of our own accord. And so in this situation, we're seeing it as the same thing. Now, we don't know what happened to the sister that this happened to. We don't want any harm to come to her. We genuinely put humanity first, okay? So it's unfortunate that she felt the need to do this, but she felt the need to do that, and we have to respect that, right? And we would never tell anybody that if something's happened to you, don't say anything. We would say, go and say something. Right? So the fact that this has happened, it's going to be very bad, right? When it turns out that this is all unfounded, there is not enough evidence to prove anything, and we're all innocent, okay? And then it turns out that there were people who are being abused around the country, and all this money that's been spent on this investigation that has been unfounded has gone to waste, and when there are people who have actually been assaulted, and there is evidence there.
Yeah.
Like, there are women actually suffering around the UK right now.
100%.
TV. And
100%.
So for me, my concern's for them people too. It's like, you guys are thinking about one person. I'm thinking about all of the women. How is it going to look now whenever someone makes an accusation when we found out that we're innocent? It's going to look very bad.
It's not just the women, it's the young girls of today as well.
Yeah, I classify them as women too. They're all women. They're all females. Anyone who is a woman, a mother, a sister, or a daughter. For me, they are all like, they have everyone, like, they are all like, these things happen to them, irrespective of their age. It's happened to babies. Like, it's crazy the things that's going on out there. So for us, like this, we understand, but now the process has to take its course.
Yeah.
It was never in our control. The way that they stormed through that, we didn't even have time to put our trousers on. Half of us were asleep. Like most of us were asleep. Like, can you imagine? So like we just have to kind of go through the process once we've found innocent. Like we've always been
I get that, and I truly hope that nothing comes off this and he is completely found innocent. I really, really do. However, it is very concerning for us mums who's got young girls and us young women as well. It is very, very concerning when you see that on, you know, covering the news. It's just like, wow, what the hell is going on now? We're dealing with one situation, as I'm sure you know, reading between the lines, and now we're having to deal with this. And it's like, what else can go wrong with this bloody country?
I mean, do you know, a lot of people, the thing is that there is nothing wrong here, but we've been wrongly accused. So the police have to do the investigation and prove that now, okay? So once that's happened, then all of a sudden, like, a lot of people are still going to have the same opinion about us, even though we've been proven to be innocent, okay? They've said that. They've said that even if they prove you innocent, we're still going to believe you're guilty, right? Which is, to be honest with you, silly, okay? I wanted to say a different word, but I don't want to say it, okay? So, look, some people out there, they have their own agendas. They're trying to link that situation that's going on in London and around other parts of the UK to us.
100%, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's like people are just, they're not using their heads. People are following all these people who are just trying to make money.
Do you know what? All I'm interested in is the safety of my children. That's all I care about. And
You have nothing to worry about from us, I promise you.
yeah, okay. Well, thanks for having me out. I really do appreciate it.
It's okay, Belle. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Take care. Ta-da.
Bye.
Bye. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming up here. I'm so sorry that you've been waiting. I have seen you in the list as I was going through. I thought I'd just bring you up.
It's okay. I understand a lot of people want to talk to you.
Yeah. Welcome to the live, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Nasser. My name's Jade.
Hi, Jade. Nice to meet you.
Basically, I want to ask about a question. Like, your leader.
Yeah. Abdullah Hashim, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know what makes him so special. That because he has got a lot of following.
Yeah.
That like a lot of people will follow him. What? And to say that he's the left hand from God, if I'm correct.
He is the vicegerent of God.
I don't really know what that means.
So he is God's appointed leader on the earth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really religious. I'm a Wiccan, so
that's okay.
I mean, what can he do? Because I've heard from like newspapers and TV that he can move the moon, he can heal people.
So look, I don't want to. I'm not saying that that's wrong. What they're saying, but do you believe everything that you hear in the media?
No. I am actually a psychologist.
Okay, cool. So, do you know? Have you been to his YouTube channel? The Mehdi has appeared.
No, because to be honest, until this raid kind of thing started, I never even heard of you. I don't mean that as disrespect.
No.
I
don't
never even knew
like
who lived in Webb House. I didn't even know until all these accusations started.
Are you from Crewe?
Yeah, I live there.
Okay, awesome. So look, awesome. So listen, we have a couple of YouTube channels. Okay, there is a section on miracles when you can hear. Some of them you can see. There have been eyewitness testimonies and also testimonies from doctors, for example. Somebody's soul was returned to them. They died and then they came back to life. And this actually happened in a hospital and the doctors couldn't explain it. And that was after Abdullah Hashim had gone into the room. There have been miracles that have happened and the testimonies are available. I don't want to butcher the testimonies or the...
But that is also known as premature death as well.
Yeah, so what I would say is that you could go to the channel and you can actually look at the section of miracles and watch or the testimonies and see like the footage and the pictures and stuff that we're providing the evidence for it as well. And there's a lot of evidence for a lot of stuff there. Like some of them, the people who were there actually recorded stuff happening too. So it's worth just having a look. But look, Jade, we don't say that because a man can do miracles, it means that he is a man of God. We actually don't say that miracles is a proof that a person is appointed by God. And we don't say that miracles equate to belief. Okay? This is not the case. Yeah, because there are people who are not appointed by God. There are people who are not righteous, who have very sick behavior and who can do things which you would classify as miracles, right? Because sometimes, like, it's a science at the end of the day. Miracles is like a science, okay? And so what we do is we say that the reason why he is as special as he is because of the evidence that he has provided, plus his journey, in which was documented by many people across the world. Just naturally, as a young guy, the things that he did and how he made series which really opened people's eyes. Have you heard about this concept that people believe that the world we live in is a matrix?
No, not really. It's like, but it's people that are saying he can cure epilepsy.
So look, there are look, in The Goal of the Wise, in this book, okay, there are cures for sicknesses. The reason why these have been brought to light, okay, there's cures for a lot of things in there, okay, a lot of common problems that are in society today. Now, the reason why they've been put in there is quite simple, because maybe a scientist will come across, read this book, and say, I'm going to prove him wrong. Let me see. I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to take what he's saying in this book, do experiments, do trials, and then say that it doesn't work. Okay, so in that situation, when they do this and realize that it does work, they're going to now look into it more and say, okay, what else has he said? And then we're going to start finding cures for all these common things, and it's going to be coming from here, from the book that he wrote. You understand me? So according to the scriptures of religions, God has stated that in the earth is a cure for everything. So you're Wiccan, right? So you understand the power of nature. You understand the power of plants, the medicinal value of them, and all these sort of attributes, right? You understand that, right? I mean, I eat plants